Henry and the Grasshopper's Party. Henry the Hedgehog rolled over and over, kicking his stumpy legs into the air. Today was the day of the Grasshopper's Party. Not that he had been invited. In fact, that was the reason for his excitement. It was all rather curious. Grasshopper had never seemed to like Henry. Whether it was the way he looked or the jokes that he played, Henry wasn't sure. All he knew was that Grasshopper always turned his back whenever they met, and would never say, "Good day." At first, Henry had been sad about the party. But then an idea had flashed across his mind. He watched from his window as all the other animals trundled down the road, dressed up in their finest clothes. Then, when all was quiet, except for the distant murmur of music, Henry set out. He visited all the homes of the animals that were partying merrily away, and onto each door handle he tied a different coloured ribbon, but not any yellow ones. Then, with a chalk stone, he wrote on each door the words, "Make a rainbow and find the gold." By the time Henry arrived at Grasshopper's house, the party was almost over. He could hear the animals saying, "Goodbye. Oh, thank you. We've had such a marvellous time." As Henry tied the ribbon onto Grasshopper's door, he couldn't stop a tear escaping down his tired and dusty face. As it fell towards the ground, it sparkled in the moonlight, and somehow Henry knew that his plan would work. The remaining ribbons were bright yellow, and Henry had saved them for his own door. He was so tired that he slept soundly that night, and as all the forest began to stir, his little home was filled with hedgehog snores. It had been too dark after the party for the animals to notice the ribbons or the writing. When the sun had brought the light of morning, each animal was quite surprised. Neighbours rushed to each other's homes to say what they had found. Soon all the animals realized that something rather strange had taken place that they didn't really understand. It wasn't long before the wood pigeons flew high and sang across the treetops that the animals should gather at the mossy glade, bringing their ribbons with them. The mossy glade had never seen such a meeting. One by one, the animals laid out their ribbons. Red, orange, purple, pink, blue, and green, until every ribbon was displayed. "A rainbow? But we found no gold," cackled the crow. "Wait a moment," interrupted the grasshopper. "It isn't a rainbow yet. There are no yellow ribbons." As the animals swapped opinions and chattered furiously, it became clear that one animal was missing from the gathering. Henry. From the mossy glade they went, a group of mystified animals, wearing nightshirts and dressing gowns, having been plucked from their beds by this strange mystery in search of Henry. What happened next is hard to describe. Henry was woken by a rustling, shuffling sound outside his window. When he opened the door, he found a sea of faces all looking at him. On the ground, shining and shimmering in the sun, lay hundreds of ribbons, almost making a rainbow. There was no need for words. Henry took the yellow ribbons from his door and laid them on the ground. The rainbow was complete. Grasshopper stepped forward. "I'm sorry, Henry, for not inviting you to my party and for leaving you out." As with all rainbows, drops of water began to fall from many eyes at the same time, as 100 smiles began to shine. The animals felt such warmth that day, and the forest had found its gold.